but it's a Rover. Yeah, but it's a GTI. Afternoon and welcome back. You join me with the backdrop of my Nordic blue cupboards, very beautiful, and a spice rack. That's not what I'm here for. Today's going to be another bits and shits day / repair things that I haven't quite fixed because I'd run out of time and I didn't think people would want to listen to me spiel on for an hour. So today, let's do some easy repair work and some upgrades. And the first upgrade is going to be a new aerial. Right, so you can see the aerial that I've got here at the moment. I believe that's a 30 centimeter. I'm going to add a look at this bad boy, 55 centimeter. So adds a little bit of length to the radio. Reason for this is, seen quite a while ago, I installed a DAB digital radio, and that DAB digital, I just use the aerial that's inbuilt in the car, the aerial that's in the car. And one of the downsides is sometimes in built up areas, I do get a little bit of signal degradation. Now on the stereo itself, there's like a little bar, and you can see it's just sort of how good the signal strength is. And it usually sits around 1 or 2 out of, I think it's about 8 that you can get on there. And then in wide open spaces, or if you go by the coast, the radio can cut out. So I'm hoping the longer aerial will fix that problem. So let's get it installed. Should be nice and easy. This particular aerial comes with 3 different sized sort of like fixing screws, and then it's just got the standard mount on the end of it there. So basically all I've got to do is pick the right one for the car, which I'm not too sure what that is yet, so I've got to take mine off. To take off an aerial, which is pretty much the same on any car, you just sort of grab the base and give it a twist. Not seductive at all, is it? There we go. Right, bad boy off. And you can see when I put the 2 next to each other, that's the size of the current aerial, and then we've got this extra bit here. All we've got to do now is find the right one of these for that. Turns out it was the middle-sized one, so I've got the small and the large still in the bag. So all we got to do now is come over here and screw this bad boy back in. That's nice and tight. Give it a bit more of a twist. There we go. That's that bad boy in. And there it is. It doesn't look too out of place from the car. Let's stand back a little bit. Yeah, looks all right. Job number 1, done. I suppose I should test it. Let's test it. Right, turn the car on. I've not turned the engine on, I've just turned the battery on. And as you can see here, I've got 5 out of the, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Maybe there's 7 maximum. Oh, Bluetooth. Yeah, so 5 of these are the little aerial point here, and basically the goal is to try and keep that as high as possible. Ooh, Absolute Radio, that's what I've been listening to recently, because in the X5 I wasn't able to get Planet Rock, and do you know what, I've sort of grown attached or fond to the slight conversations of Mr. Dave Berry. So there's a shout out for Absolute Radio. Anyway, nobody cares about that, right? So yeah, 5 bars, happy days. And basically it doesn't make much of a difference while I'm here, but hopefully it will make a difference in the town, and I'm sure I can give an update whether that's been good or not soon. Right, job number 2. What I'm going to show you is something that, to be fair, I found quite interesting. If I turn my indicator on to go to the left, look, tick tock, indicates normally, but if I do it to go to the right, it starts absolutely freaking out. And the reason for that is I have a bulb out. And one of the things that older cars used to do, they have a certain level of resistance, and when a bulb goes out, your relay goes absolutely mental, because I guess the continuity is different. Maybe that's the right way to put it. All I know is when it flashes really quick, a bulb's gone out, and it turns out that the bulb that's gone out is this one. So let's go change them. And luckily for me, because I swapped out my lights previously, I've got a couple spare bulbs that I can use, so I don't even have to pay for them. The irony is it actually stopped working on the way back from Halfords, which I find quite ironic, but it's okay. I've got a spare bulb, let's change it out. So, as always, and you've seen me do a million times before, 2 things to undo. One just here, one just there. Give them, well, that one's a twist, and this one's a pulley. It's a little bit broken. And what you want to do, stick your head in here and go, oh, there's a load of bulbs. Indicator one is that black one right over there. So, proper thing to do, disconnect the battery, which I'm going to have to do anyway, because I've got another job to do with that. Disconnect the battery, take that out or give it a twist, take it out, swap the bulb out, and then I suppose connect the battery again and then test to make sure it works. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't think you really need to see me disconnect the battery, because I've done that a million times before. That's what you have to do to twist it out. Oh, that looks absolutely cream crackered, doesn't it? Remember now, it's wobbling about as well. It's absolutely battered. Let's get that changed. Just to give you a quick show, that's the one I've just taken out. Which, oh, bloody hell, knackered. And then this is the one that actually came from my previous rear light. So it's not a new bulb, but it'll do the job. Right, new bulb is in. So all we got to do now is test it. And I think the easiest way to do that is for me to put the hazards on. So I'll put the battery back in. Let's click the hazards button. Not going mental. And that's flashing. That's flashing. You're flashing. You're still flashing. You're still flashing. And you're still flashing. So happy days. It appears that just swapping the bulb out has worked. And just to show you, if I turn that off, look back here again. So as before, clicking left, now clicking right. See, only goes to show that in older vehicles, I guess they must have built into it that if a bulb broke, then the relay goes mad. So it's quite cool, really. So I guess let's move on to the next job. Back in the engine bay. Right, next job. Oh, let's make the angle a bit wider. So here's my battery terminal. I did have one of these on it. This keeps coming undone. So what I've gone out and done is bought some more of these, hopefully to thicken it up a little bit, because if I put that over the top like that, you'll see that this loop, despite the fact that it's tightened pretty much as tight as it will go, it still keeps slipping off. So I'm going to go put one of these on, maybe two if I have to. I need to unscrew this a little bit so the two of them work. It is what it is. I just need to be able to make sure that this doesn't come off. So let's do that now. Do you know what? I didn't use those two little bits because they were far too wide when doing this. All that ended up happening was I just needed to tighten this nut up, which I could have done a long time ago, and that was nice and easy, and it would have saved me £4 from buying those silly little bits. But hey, you live and learn. Right, next job while I'm in here, this. So I'm going to take off the exhaust manifold heat shield. I've let everything cool down, so I can touch this. It's not hot. Pipe work, cool. Engine's still a little bit warm, but then it was on about an hour ago, because these engines seem to be really slow to cool down. Just as a side point, still no oil leaks. Happy days. That's what I like to see. No oil there. Still dirty, because obviously, why clean the engine? Joking. Right, so yeah, so I've got to take the exhaust manifold off, or sorry, the heat shield off for the exhaust manifold, because one, it's a little bit worse for wear. It would be nice to get a new one, but that's not the main reason for it. Why I want to take it off is because I want to look at where the, I think it's the O2 sensor is. And to be honest with you, there is this cable that comes up here. It's probably got something to do with something along there. It'd be worth me trying to find out where it actually goes, because like I say, there's some sort of cable that comes along there, and I bet you that's what it's attached to, but I can't see the other end of it. It looks like it comes up into here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's just an empty piece of plastic. So what's this attached to? I can feel it's attached to something. It's coming over here. Right, let me do some investigation and find out what's going on with that. Right, so I suppose first things first, that wire that I wondered what it was, it definitely is the connector for the lambda sensor. So that's just here, comes down here, and then runs around there. So now I definitely know that's the connector, and also I'm glad I can see the connector, because at the end of the day, I, one, need to make sure that it's connected properly, which it is, and two, I need to know what connector type it is, because there is 101 different lambda sensors out there, and it will be good to know that I'm getting the right one. Right, so after the song and dance of attempting to undo these two bits, which I did do, ignore the fact that it looks like I've rounded it. I have not. It did come off. That did come off. I don't even need to do that, because right down the bottom there, underneath this, I can actually see the sensor all the way down the bottom there, and it looks awfully crusty. So I don't know how happy that's going to be, me removing it. There's a good possibility that I may have to admit defeat on and send it to an individual that has the skills and or a ramp in order to lift it up. But since I've been mucking around, I'm just going to turn the engine on, make sure it works before I move on to my next mission. Oh, yeah, we're all ticking away, engine's working, happy days. I haven't broken anything, which I'm quite happy about. Right, so I'm going to go back inside now and show you the next thing that I'm going to install. Maybe not today because it's getting dark, but it's something that I think is going to make the car a lot better. And I'll tell you what, I'll give you a little bit of foreshadowing. I'm sure I spoke, but this is my wireless phone charger, which sticks here. It's got a cable that comes off the side, dangles down, and then just plugs into the cigarette lighter. And if I'm brutally honest, I absolutely hate the fact that it does that. So let me show you what I've got instead. Right, you join me inside and on the floor. So this is our next installation. So what I've got here is a small kit. I think it cost me about £10. What it does is it comes with a load of these like 2-into-1 fuse holders. You all right, mate? You say hello? Moody boy. Right, yeah, so it comes with 2-into-1 of these fuse holders with like the sort of like bullet and a heat shrink already attached to it. And then what I've got here is a long cable. This bad boy on the end is USB micro because, you know, old school. That's what the charger takes for some reason, USB micro. We've got ourselves the, what would you call that? It's like the adapter. Oh, we've got some details written on the back here. Lovely. The voltage regulator, I'm guessing. And then these two bits here. So this bit is the bullets connector, which will go into your fuse. This other part just gets grounded and that's it. And then a tool to help you move the trim, put them in there. You do get various sized fuses. You do have this adapter here as well. So here's where you've got micro to, oh, or is that mini? USB mini to USB micro, whatever it may be. I think this is the one that I'll actually need, and then it will just get connected into that, which is a shame. It's not just already, that's the type, but that's what it is. And then it also comes with a collection of fuses as well and some little clips to help pull the fuses out, which is good that I've got that little clip because I don't have one in the car. So yeah, all I've got to do is take that to the vehicle, take it to my car, and I suppose I'll show you. Oh, that was cool. It's like one of them tech decks. Do you remember tech decks? Skateboards. Anyway, before I go off on a tangent on here, yeah, let me put all of these things back in here and we'll head out into the car and I'll show you how I'm going to route this into it. And then, yeah, we'll go get it installed. Just to give you the line of where it's going to go. So it'll be a cable that runs in here. I'll take it up behind the back of the mirror. You can see me fine. Up here. And then in order to keep it close to that, I might use one of them, up here. And in order to keep it close to that, you know, those clips that you just stick on your wall to hold your fairy lights in place. I'll just use one of those to hold it in there. Nice little bit of bodgery. And then I'm going to put it underneath here. It'll run all the way along there. There's my microphone. Run it all the way down the A-pillar. So that's all in there. Comes into here, come out of that. And then, oh, if I turn my torch on, there we go. You can see the bottom. And then underneath here is where the fuse box is. So what I need to do is find out which one of these fuses goes into the cigarette lighter, and then I'm going to use that sort of like jumper which you saw on the other one. Then I can put that fuse in it along with the fuse for the charger itself, and then that is literally it. That's what I'm going to do at the moment. But what I would absolutely love to do, here we go, I'll tell you what, let's bring this back up here so you can look at my face. Absolutely love to do instead is I can buy a small sort of like fuse holder, and then find a way to mount said fuse holder to the side, and then I can use that direct for power from ignition. And then if I use that fuse holder, if I get like a 4 one, I can have a fuse for my car charger, and then I can have a fuse for hopefully those daytime running lights that I'd like to install for me Scandi spec. I still haven't forgot, I'd still like to do that. And then I've got 2 more slots, and then I can have one for some heated seats and then maybe one for something else. I was thinking maybe running Type-C cables in the back, and then on like here where you've got on your chairs, if I could have some little phone holders or tablet holders, because then that way when the girls are in the back, if they want to watch their tablets, I can still have them plugged in and charged, and it will come straight off of that. And then obviously when you turn the engine off, it stops charging, so it's all off of it, which I think would be quite cool, because then it makes it a little bit of a neater installation instead of just having like fuse sharing spots. So yeah, I'll show you me installing it now, or maybe I'll show you me having installed it. It depends how stressful it is. If it's very stressful, then I might just show you the finished product and just me drenched in sweat. Sit rep, I'm back inside. You should have been seeing me installing some cables, but it's getting a little bit dark, and it's a bit scary outside when it gets a little bit dark. So I'm not going to do it just yet. No, basically I've got a couple jobs that I need to do before everybody gets home. So I've run out of time today, but for you, you're going to see me in around about, say 15 seconds. I'll get installing those on the next day. Hopefully it's a little bit warmer than how today is. And I suppose I'll see you 24 hours in my time and 3 seconds in a transition in yours. You join me without my microphone in, so the sound quality is going to be poorer, less expensive, let's use that term, than what it normally is, but it's been an absolute pain in the arse getting this installed. So this up here, down here, down this, that was an absolute nightmare. I've wedged it into the side here. Let's turn the light on. So it's down here, you can sort of see a little bit just there where it's at, and then we hit this point. So there's our red, which is going to get connected into the fuse splitter. There's the black, which needs to get attached to the ground, which is, are we going to be able to see it using this? There it is. There's the ground, so I need to attach to that bad boy, which is going to involve me looping the cable up there. I need to get a cable tie actually, so I can cable tie this bad boy to something, and then I need to find out which one of these fuses is the fuse for the cigarette lighter, or just a what's the word you're looking for, Alex? A accessory. So I'll have to go check the old Haynes manual for that one, but just for now, let's go get this bit sorted. It's not what you call exciting or fun. It's actually been awful, and I heavily recommend that you just don't bother. No, I'm joking, it's not been too bad. Has taken up more time than I thought it would do, but yeah. Let me go get this attached to the ground and find a cable tie. Mainly because it was a pain in the arse. You had to be a contortionist to do this. But can you see I've got the black wire attached up in there? I basically had to lay upside down, use the little ratchet with this sort of like long piece on it, get in there, undo it ever so slightly, wedge the cable in, and then tighten it back up. And all I can tell you is it was not enjoyable, and it's ever so slightly spitting, so I get to do it while mildly damp. I love electronics and cars. Right, let's see about finding out where this red one's got to go. Oh, and I couldn't find a cable tie, so I'll have to try and figure something else out for today, and then hopefully get some cable ties. Well, as you can see, I'm back inside, and I still not hooked up my mic. I got mildly irritated because I attempted to complete the installation. I hooked it all up, connected up the fuse. As you saw, I've hooked up the ground, plugged it in, didn't work. Tried a different fuse location, didn't work. Tried a different fuse, didn't work. I'm tested connectivity, and it seems to be transmitting whatever. So I don't think it's compatible with what I got. So, not sure what to do now. I think I'm just going to have to go to the drawing board and see if I can find something else. Maybe one that's specifically designed for a dash cam, because that might be slightly more powerful. I don't know. Yeah. So that's why you haven't seen it in. I've took it all out because there was no value in it just knocking around at the bottom as it didn't work. I don't know if it's a case that I don't understand, or I don't know if it's a case if it wasn't the right bit of kit. So I'm going to go back, do a little bit of research on it now, and hopefully come up with a solution. If in a minute you see me installing something different, then I've figured it out. If you don't, then I haven't, and I can't figure it out, and I don't know, because electrics, it's all confusing to me. It's all Dutch, I think they say. Right, see you in a minute. Right, it's been probably about a week since I attempted to install that wireless system or cable for the wireless phone charger, and to be completely honest, it didn't work. So what I did is I revisited it because I just wanted to double check that I hadn't made some silly mistake, like there wasn't continuity or I'd accidentally put the fuse tap the wrong way around. So I've come back to it, I plugged it all in, attached it all up, tried it, and yeah, no, it don't work. So I'm getting power through the fuse tap, and when I'm touching on to the ground using my multimeter, that comes back saying that, yeah, you're getting charged through it. Although it's giving me charge over around about 14 volts, which may mean that maybe the car's giving me too much charge. I don't know, because on there it says that it accepts 12, and then it'll drop down or step down to 5 point something or other. So that's clearly not working. So the fault may lie with the product, the fault may lie with the fact that my car is pumping out a lot of electricity. Not sure. Yeah, I suppose if it is giving too much of a charge, that would explain why I've got a little bit of the corrosion at the top of the battery. But then again, I don't think this is the right battery for the car. So that could be the fault, which leads to the reason why that's not working, but I don't know. But it's not something for me to investigate at the moment. So what I've decided to do is go for the super cheap mode version, which is I'm just going to buy a really long micro USB or mini USB, whichever type it is, cable, and then route it through the car and then just plug it back in. That's where it's going to be attached to. I'm just going to route it through the top there, down there, underneath the bottom of the glove box, and then find some way for it to poke out probably under here, or get it to come out through this so that I can then just have it attached to one of those USB things here. Unless I can take this out somehow. There's got to be a way for it, in which case I could probably then find one of them USB ones to replace the cigarette lighter. And I can call it a cigarette lighter because, well, look what symbol's on it. Okay, so you join me now probably, I don't know, 6 weeks since I made that last clip. During that period of time, I've been a little bit busy with work, going on holiday because, well, you know, holidays are important. But what I did say I was going to do was fix, or rather do a very manual sort of like cable installation so that I can still have my phone charged without the cable dangling down. So what I've done is I went and bought some 3 meter long charging things. I think it's going to look in reverse because I'm using the front facing camera on my phone. Yeah, how much did it cost me? $8.99. Apparently it's compatible with PlayStation 4. That don't help me at all because when you get kids you ain't got time for no PlayStation. Anyway, what I'm going to do is take one of these bad boys, because it came with two. Did it come with two? Did it come with one? Oh, it did come with two. I've just taken the one that's out of the box. There was another one already here. So I'm going to take this bad boy, and let me turn the camera. So, oh, it'll help if I open that. So this here, let's turn you around like that. So on, no, why have you done that? Turn that back around. There it is. Right, so just there. So I need the cable to go in the back of here, because it will essentially sit like that. It's then going to travel up here. I think I said in the previous one, you know, like those sticky things that you use to connect your Christmas lights down. I'm going to clip one of them in there. Then I can tuck the cable all along here, up into there. Should go all the way down this, through there, and then it'll either get tucked around here and then have to come underneath, or if I can take this side panel off somehow, take that off, because essentially what I need to do, close that, is get it to run along here. I think this is open. Yeah, get it to run along here, come around to the back of this bit. Let me turn the light on a little bit so we can see what's under there. Get it to run around the back of here, and then go around into the back of that, which I don't know what you're looking at because I'm not looking at the screen, but it's essentially round the back of where the stereo is. And then I'm thinking either have it go, so if I take the ashtray out because I don't need that. Can you see around the back? Oh yeah, you can see around the back there. That's quite cool. Oh nice. Yeah, so have it either come through where the ashtray is, or in fact there's like, do you know what, I might even be able to, because you can reach the back of this, can't you? Do you think you could splice a cable off the back of this to connect like a USB thing that'll be hidden away? Do you think that's possible? That's got to be possible. Maybe this will become a bit more complicated than I thought. I think for the first bit, I'm just going to run the cable through here so that it's there, and then I can just plug into this with my, I'll take this out obviously, but then plug into this with my USB adapter. But in the future, it might be worthwhile finding a way to splice a USB into the back of this, because I'm sure you could just, you know where you get the USB ones that look like this, that just replace that. Maybe have one of those that sits behind here and is spliced off the back of that, then you wouldn't be able to see it. That'd be a cool idea. Still, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself at the moment. Let me just put my phone back down. What I'm going to do first of all, let me just move it. What I'm going to do first of all, like I said, is get that cable put in, which I've already misplaced. Happy days. Gotta love ADHD brain, as they call it. Still, let's go get it clipped in, pushed in. Let's go feed a cable. And I have returned successful. And when I mean successful, I mean slightly sweaty, because I obviously had to lay on the back side of my head and upside down to connect these bits in. But let me show you how this has gone. Right, so we've got my, at the moment, just this bad boy connected in here, and it turns out, alright, so here's the cable. It turns out that under there, the torch on, you might be able to see even if I can't see what you're looking at, but there's like, because it was a cassette holder, you could pinch these. Oh, look how dusty this is. Oh, there's an even smaller one of those things there. I might use that one instead. So that's on here because that's got a double connector in it, but this one here goes around the back, comes around here. Unfortunately, it's just dangling around there at the moment. I need to get that connected in a little bit better. I think what I might have to do, oh yeah, so I'll show you. So it goes behind that little bit of carpet, around there, up here. Then it comes to this. Now, I've poked it through just here, but I didn't realise that I potentially could have poked it through higher up. Now, if I do that, it'll give me that extra little bit of slack so that I can get this bit sorted out just here. But it comes up all the way up here, all the way up there. You can't see it, all the way around here, can't be seen. And then into that, and then I've got this little bit of slack here which will get attached to the top. I think I'm going to have to make a slight amendment on this bit here, because if I can poke through there, you can sort of see where it flexes. If I can poke it through there, that means it doesn't have to go through that bit, and if it's that little bit higher up, like I say, I'll be able to tuck it completely into that carpet and then back round onto that. So yeah, and I did test it, turned the engine on. I can't really show you because I'm holding the phone that gets charged by it, but at least now I've got the capability to charge my phone. In fact, I use that mount for, you know, when I'm doing my driving about and you got like the picture in the corner, I use that for that, so that you can see what's going ahead of me as well as seeing what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that's done, that's on. Well happy about that now, because recording on your phone absolutely rinses your battery. Hashtag Samsung. Showing my age again because I just dropped a hashtag. Yeah. It's still called Twitter, by the way. If you have to go X, formerly known as Twitter, it's still known as Twitter. Just is what it is. Yeah, don't know what I'm looking over there for. And I've got another one of these cables available, because if ever I need to do it again, I can do it again. Oh, and by the way, that this, got that from, that's right, you'll never guess, Halfords. Got it from Halfords. How much was it? £15, because I wanted the wireless one. It's supposed to be a fast charger, but then that connector that I've got down the bottom is only like 2.1 amps. I don't know if you can get one that gives you like larger amps, more amps. Is it more amps or more wattage? More wattage, I think. If it does, then you can do a fast charger. And that doesn't fast charge. It charges at a normal pace though, so it's not like the super slow ones that you get like in the Passat over there, which you can't see. No, it's over there. It's not like the Passat, but hey, it's such a small add-on, this thing. Oh, and because it's just underneath the mirror, it doesn't infringe on views or anything like that. And if you wanted to look into the rear view mirror, it's there, because it literally sits directly underneath it. In fact, it's like that, so it sits directly underneath it. So when I'm using it, oh, it's not my mirror, it's right there. In fact, you won't even see the mirror because it sits just behind it. Yeah, really happy with the way that it's turned out. So at least there's been some sort of success. And yeah, even though this took place in the future, the past. Yeah, because this is Bits and Shit's Birmingham Drift, isn't it? Yeah, so this takes this is happening in the past. Well, technically it's still happening in the past because you're watching it as I'm recording it in the past. The origin story? This is the origin story. Anyway, it's enough of that. If you like what you saw, thank you ever so much. Please like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you've got any hints, advice, tips, I'd love to know them. If you like seeing these absolutely rubbish little modification bits done to the car, then thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It seems like such a nothing thing, but you don't realise how reliant you are on sat navs now, which is weird because quite a few places I do yeah, that was me letting go of the phone. Right. If you like this video, please like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Please drop me some hints and tips. I think that was just the world telling me not to ramble on about stuff. Slippery hands. Right, yeah, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. If you got any hints, tips, or advice, please give them to me. There's a good possibility that I've got some big work coming up soon to the car, which potentially may make or break me. So yeah, that'll be exciting. At least I had this one little win today, so yeah. Oh, and just enjoy your day. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.